Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, one.
I had to let it go. It's Friday.
On the troll.
It is Friday. In fact, it's about to be Saturday. So we are allowed. I mean, my Lord, perhaps we could start with a new witness on Monday. Me and my learned colleagues, we agreed, my Lord, for early adjournment. As it pleases your Lord.
As it pleases the court.
As it pleases the court. After many couple of hours actually of nothing, right?
Right.
Right.
It was 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Right.
Of
Couple
nothing.
of hours of what? Of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Of nothing, basically.
No, couple of hours of, for the record, what is your name?
My name is Petrus.
Is your surname Ndlovu? For the record, please put it on the record.
Yes, my surname is Ndlovu.
I mean, honestly speaking, but guys, just like the video, share the video. We're here, it's Friday, man. We couldn't just stop. We have to pass by here before we go to our places and have fun. So, Emily, today, there's a lot of Chinese language that could have been the case.
Cell phone experts again.
How many experts are these ones?
You know, when I heard him say witness number 109,
I knew that's an edondoram. That's an edition of dragging
I was
the
like,
situation.
this case is still going to drag. At some point, they would have achieved that thing of making us lose interest.
Yo,
109.
I
While
always
there
knew
were
this
7
case-
people in the house.
you know, this case doesn't need
While there were
200.
7 people in the house, Mr. Anonymous.
It doesn't need 200 something or 107 witnesses to come and testify. There were 7 people in the house. Deal with that.
109. Witness number 109.
Upon dealing with that, on your way out, pick Mapiri, throw him there.
Yes. There's
Throw
a
her
couple of
there.
questions she needs to answer.
Simple as that. You solve the case, right? But no, not in South Africa. Not in South Africa.
No.
No, even someone who passed there 2022 could be coming to testify.
Yes.
Just because you passed by that Mzamo Road. Is it Mzamo Road?
Mzamo section.
Mzamo section.
Yes. Just by passing by that street.
They're like,
Come and testify.
come and testify. I think you saw something. Was there light there when you passed there or something? It just doesn't make sense, man.
Why? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But let us go through this information as quick as we can.
So the state called their next witness, and Mr. Anonymous, it looks like you were right. The state called the police investigators instead of those who were in the house, or even Maggie Piri. You guessed it right yesterday. You were
Pattern is
completely
predictable.
right.
Pattern is predictable. After the people in the house mess up, you dilute with the outsiders and expect and all that to hypnotize our mind. It's predictable.
It's predictable at this point.
These statements are
pattern.
people in their house, their statements are contradicting each other.
Yes, too much.
So you cannot put them in the line like in that order, because the loopholes are going to be clear to be noticed. So what is happening is you bring that and then you take someone else who's going to come and tell us about the car that had a breakdown during that day, how Longwe's car was kicked or something like that, just for control. so that
Just
you
for control.
just throw you off a bit.
Yeah.
Because you hearing the stories of people who were in the house and most of it not matching, you might be able to actually make your own conclusion. But that's my thinking.
Yep. And the state called their next witness, Mr. Alphas Mushwana, witness number 64, and he was going to testify in respect of a new exhibit on digital and electronic evidence. It's not new, but I don't understand why Advocate Baloyi presents it like it's new. Colonel Lamberto Stein is the one who came with all of this cell phone data information. So Mr. Mushwana was a sergeant in 2014 and has since left the South African police. He left last year on the 1st of August. He is now in the private sector. He is a former police officer who used to be a cell phone analyst. When he left the police in August 2022, he was no longer a sergeant, he was a captain. So he had gotten a promotion from 2014 to being a captain. So he moved from being a sergeant to a captain just before he left the SAPS. What a promotion. Captain. The state told Mr. Mushwana that his duties entailed seizure, investigation, and production of data from electronic media, as well as rescue of deleted data. He said he had 15 years experience in the police. Now, I'm not sure about this rescuing of deleted data, because so far, what has been rescued that was deleted?
So I don't know. The theory could be that they restored some messages, but again, as I said the last time, this data, it just doesn't look. And I'm happy that Mshorolo asked most questions. Sort of, I mean, obviously she's not an expert of data, but these questions, ask
Are
them.
important.
Yeah.
He said he completed the following courses: basic policing training, which he did in 2000, National Diploma in Policing, Crime Management Analysis Center, Individual Structure, Information Systems, Human Rights and Policing, Detective Learnership Program, XYR Mobile Forensics, Data Recovery, Serious and Violent Crime Investigation course, and Anakapa, the one that Colonel Lamberto Stein told us about. So Baloyi asked him to explain what the Anakapa was. Again, Mushwana said Mushwana, not Mushawana, Mushwana.
Shayana.
Mushwana.
Bashayile today.
He said it's an analytical course whereby it complements analyst's notebook with a broader sense of information, which enables the analyst to add more on data that is analyzed through analyst's notebook. So the last one is Anakapa AIM, which is a plus course on Anakapa science. And then on the 27th of October 2014, he received a telephonic request of assistance from Lieutenant Colonel Nathan, as per Force Lawrence case 636 of 2014, to assist in downloading the data from 6 cell phones. Baloyi directed him to read from another paragraph of another exhibit, and it said, and I quote, "I contacted Sergeant Mushwana to collect the phones so he could do forensic downloading of the phones. I handed over to him after midnight, the 27th, at Fosloras SAPS." So he's saying that he got them on the night of the incident after midnight. So yeah, that's what the person who gave him the cell phones, he also had an affidavit. He was asked to quote from it just to prove that it actually happened. Baloyi told him to go back to his affidavit, and then he continued to read from his affidavit. He said the cellular phones were packaged in forensic bags as follows. Then they labeled the forensic bags in a lot of name, containing a Samsung S3, Apple iPhone, a ZTE V795, a Nokia N8, a BlackBerry Curve, and another iPhone, Apple iPhone. So Mushwana said, I further proceeded with the same process in respect of the Nokia N8, but the cable failed to extract the data from the device because the cellular phone software was not compatible with the XRY software and could not read the data. Do you know whose phone this is?
Zandi. It was bound to happen.
Zandi's phone, they were not able to download data from it. How convenient. It could not read. It was not compatible with the XRY software.
Imagine.
But her sister's was.
And what was it? Is it the other one?
Samsung.
Yes.
Yes.
Samsung failed there. Failed her. You see these things of buying Samsung. People should buy
iPhone.
Huawei, iPhone.
Ma ungafuni ngepin. Hayi, abatholi lutho. Ma uzitshela nje ukuthi angifuni ngepin yami. They will not enter. But yes, Baloyi said, to whom did that phone belong to? And Mushwana said it belonged to Zandi Kumalo. And Mushwana said that he also extracted data from the SIM card. So he said from that Nokia, he couldn't get into the device. However, he took the data from the SIM card.
Yes.
With regards to the iPhone, it could not be downloaded because the pin was active and not be downloaded because it belonged to the deceased. So they're clearly talking about Senzo Meyiwa's phone.
Yeah, they are.
And the fact that they didn't have a pin to access his phone. So they couldn't download on it.
Okay.
The iPhone, Dagama. That guy who called in was actually right. But the iPhone. Then Mushwana said he was right about the iPhone, wasn't he?
Wait, how many phones does Kelly have? They said they had 2 cell phones from Kelly, right?
Yeah, no, the one, remember, is the one that disappeared.
They got it.
After the scene. No, that one is gone.
No, I'm saying when they were downloading, did they download on iPhone and...
iPhone eyaga Senzo.
Yeah.
The other iPhone eyaga Longwe.
Okay, so yeah, there's one that was left.
So the one that was there, the Samsung S3, that one was Kelly's. That was Kelly's phone. The one that was not taken from the scene. So Mushwana said on the 2014, the 28th of October, he handed all exhibits to Constable Mahlaba from head office by the directive of Brigadier Ndlovu. May his soul rest in peace, if that's the Brigadier Ndlovu that passed away before the trial began.
Yeah.
No data was manipulated or altered during the extraction, and all data was copied to a CD. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, people are saying he was a very nice guy. Brigadier Ndlovu, Brigadier Ndlovu. I need to be categorically saying Brigadier Ndlovu.
And for those who were wondering, like we were wondering a couple of months ago, yes, he did pass away.
Yes.
He did pass away. The family wanted privacy, I guess.
I guess
they
so,
didn't
yes.
want the media there.
Yes.
So Mushwana now went to... Why do I keep saying Mushwana? Nkosiam Jehovah.
Yeah, it's fine. Continue.
Mushwana now went to Kelly Kumalo's device. Okay, and the investigative officer was Lieutenant Kellen Nadling. Also contained the unit tactical operation management section. Lea Toms Lea Ibuile. It came back today, and Mushwana explained what was and said what a boot up was. A boot up is basically a restart. Okay. Restarting.
Why do they
the
call
device.
it like rebooting the phone?
Yes, as in like formatting it, I think, in my opinion.
No, Do you format
making
it?
it start afresh.
Yeah.
Making it start afresh. You know, you have that option, right?
Yeah.
To do to a phone, wiping it clean, allegedly.
It's not wiping it clean.
Not really. 'Cause
No,
you can
that's
still
resetting.
retain.
That's resetting.
That's resetting.
So booting something can be done so that the device can actually get some certain information that was lost.
Oh, like you're setting it in a different date. I've done that
Yeah,
before. with
yeah,
a phone
yeah.
I've had.
So you say from this, maybe from a certain date, and then you put it back. Yeah, so that's basically what happens.
So Mushwana says that one of the phones was booted up, and Baloyi asked if there's any information deleted on the device, who would be able to pick that up. And Mushwana, Nkosi yami, it will depend on the software that is used by the XYR program. If it's able to extract deleted data, it will, and if it can't, it won't. So Baloyi asked, was it part of your mandate to check if there was any deleted information? And Mushwana said, yes, we usually check that. Now, my question is, okay, did anyone else's phone get this reboot? Or is just one specific phone? But we'll find out later.
Yeah, we will find out. But look, I don't think, yeah, it could be one. You are right. It could be one.
So Baloyi said, did you check for that? And Mushwana said, I didn't. So Baloyi asked, do you know the contents of those downloads, or you just downloaded the data? And Mushwana said, I don't know the content. I only downloaded the information. There was also a new investigation team, and the information was handed over to those people. I didn't have enough time to peruse the data. And then the state concluded.
Who's that investigation to?
With, isn't it Brigadier?
It's Brigadier Gininde.
Yeah, I think it's Brigadier Gininde.
With his team. From taking over from where Joyce Buttel is. And who's this? Joyce was with most of the time. Who's this person that is not liked by Mtogo? It's Joyce and...
I forgot this name.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But you guys can remind me. So...
I forgot his name.
So yeah.
Makubo.
Officer Warren Makubo, yeah.
Warren Officer Makubo.
Hey.
Yeah, those two people are not Tumelo and Mtogo's favorite people right now.
Yes.
And Soweto Madlanzi. Under a brief cross-examination of Sipho Ramosepele, he asked if the people who handed the phones also provided their passwords or PIN codes. And then Mushwana said he needed time to go through the exhibits. The judge asked if it is not the compatibility of the XRY software, as you said, which decodes the PIN.
Yeah, you know, you see, the worry is when you think you know everything, you end up commenting in everything.
Yes.
The question was posed. You're not a technician. Leave it to that person to answer.
Yes.
So what you are saying, the judge is saying that that system is able to
Decode the
PIN or password.
Then Mushwana says,
Yeah, just
says it's sometimes able, sometimes it's able to, sometimes it's not able to, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes it can read the PIN, sometimes it doesn't read the PIN.
This thing is a flop.
So Senzo and Longwe's phones were iPhones.
Yeah.
And Ramosepele wanted to know whether the pins were provided or not. More specifically for Longwe's phone, since the deceased phone, they couldn't get through to it because he had passed on and they didn't know the pin. Then Mushwana said that Longwe, Twala, and Tumelo Madlala gave the police their phone pins. So Longwe gave his phone pin to the police.
Yeah.
Advocate Mnisi only had one question. Forensic bags. Why is it imperative that exhibits that are picked up at scenes should always be put into forensic exhibit bags, and that those bags should be probably sealed, and the seals thereof can only be broken by the analyst who is going to do the test on those items which were on those bags. And Mushwana said is only to preserve the originality of the exhibit and make sure that it is kept as it is. Mnisi then asked a follow-up question. He says, in the event that you receive a forensic bag that has been tampered or opened, what would be the situation there? And
I will not receive it.
Mushwana said, what would be the situation is that I would not put my hand in it. You mean you won't continue to do the test that you have been requested to do? And Mushwana said, actually, I won't receive it.
Okay, so I think the question there should have been, would you be able to notice if this data was tampered with?
Yeah, that would have led a nice follow-up question.
Because, okay, yes, they are sealed. You know, being sealed doesn't make it an untouchable demigod type of a situation where you can do it and seal it, right? You put those whatever, you can seal it with a chain or whatsoever. I don't care, but you have already done the damage.
But can you tell if it has been tampered with before it reached your hands? That was going to be a very good question. Then Advocate Nxumalo had no cross-examination for this witness. Advocate Mshololo cross-examined, and Advocate Mshololo wanted to know if procedurally it's correct to put the exhibits in one exhibit bag. And Mushwana said it depends on the availability of exhibit bags at the time. And Mshololo asked, is it a procedure that 4 devices will be put in one bag? And Mushwana said, when it comes to cell phones, you can mix.
So that is basically, in a sense, saying that it's not a procedure. Supposed to separate evidence.
Yeah, they are supposed to, but he's making it sound like when it comes to cell phones, it's not a big deal. So Mshololo then asked, you received the phones on 27th of October, right? And Mushwana said yes. He also did the download on the same day. He said, Mshololo asked, were you at a later stage able to download the deceased cell phone? And Mushwana said, no, not at all. So not at all. So Senzo's phone, they couldn't get through to it at all. So were the downloads kept to avoid the tampering? How were they kept? Mshololo asked. And Mushwana said, the tampering with XRY data, your lordship, it's impossible. And then the judge said, yeah, I know that. Well, we don't know that. Yeah.
Wait, why are they making this XRY thing?
We don't know XRY.
It's useless. For me, it's useless. If it's failing dismally to pull some certain important data and whatnot, why are they making it this? It sounds like an outdated system. It's like using AS400.
Yeah, it sounds pretty old.
You know?
You can't do much. It's supposed to be a basic, but they need to add something on it that maybe they get approval and licenses from the networks so that they can also pull the phone calls. Or maybe they just choose not to. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, failing to deal with a normal Android phone.
Lina, there are people who do this
without
being in the police. I'm gonna give an example. Veiws was able to open Mabijah's phone. How did she do that?
It just doesn't look.
What assistance did she get that the SABS cannot get? No, guys, no. I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm being bamboozled. Okay, so Another thing that I wanted to ask you, Mr. Anonymous, and everyone else, why did the judge look annoyed when Mshololo was cross-examining this particular witness? His body language was not right. He just looked annoyed, like she's asking stupid questions.
And rest assured, it doesn't also look like he understands these things.
No, but we are fagaza. It's impossible. I'm like, XYR, judge,
Don't
we
be
are
fooled by that. Don't be fooled by that.
We are XRY. Have you been a police officer before?
No, he was busy with football. That's what we're told.
Yes. His profile doesn't say that he worked in the police as a cell phone expert. So, ukufagaza lokho, like,
I know
it.
people like this judge, people who know everything, or people who are connected to everyone. You talk about someone famous, they're like, I know that person. By the way, my aunt is connected to that. This is the same tendency that I'm seeing here.
I'm like, am I the only one who's and other people were also saying it in the chat. They were like, Advocate Mushololo's questions they're boring. They're actually now she's not being combative. They want her to be that fighter.
No, he asked actually some of the questions that she was asking were legit.
They were.
For someone who does not understand anything about data.
Yes. And she asked another question, where were they kept? How is it impossible, as you say? And Mushwana said it's an encrypted document that you cannot access and alter information. Colonel Lambertstein
Encrypted document.
never said that XYR is an encrypted document. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
He
man.
said he removed zeros and stuff.
No, man. We do. You can mess up with an encrypted document. Mm-hmm. It depends on how good you are. It just depends on how good you are.
So just because
Encrypted
he couldn't
files.
alter it doesn't mean that it's unable to be altered just because it's encrypted.
Bring it here. We'll show you frames. How?
And then edit it.
How? Encrypted as if it's a big thing.
It's a big thing. But I encrypted you thinking I can't edit it, I can't enter new data on it, I can't do much on it. But there are people who actually can crack it. Okay? There are people who can do it.
Is
Like
this
Mr.
thing
Anonymous.
of vying for certificates of weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Even Colonel Lambertstein was telling us that he had to remove zeros. What was that? He encrypted it.
It wasn't coding.
So were you informed that there was a cell phone that was robbed during the incident? And Mushwana said, I don't understand what would let the investigators let me know about it because that was not my terrain. I was not informed. So they didn't inform you that at the scene there's actually a phone that was robbed or taken. And if there's a way that you can pull from that cell phone just using the number, this is very telling. And is it possible, this is Advocate Mushololo asking, is it possible to trace the data information without having the device? And Mushwana said, I'm not sure if you are understanding the language of cell phones, bearing in mind the manner in which you are structuring your questions. Now, I was like, this is a jab now. This man is disrespecting Advocate Mushololo. This is disrespect. Who said she's a cell phone expert? And why are these people allowed to disrespect counsel like this? And aren't they supposed to answer questions? And if they don't understand the question, just say you don't understand the question. Why do you have to be in your feelings and attack her profession or attack what she's doing? That's her job. I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. And it is his duty to explain. He's the cell phone expert, right?
Yes.
He's the cell phone expert. Explain. Why is it difficult for you to explain your job that you do, wake up to do every day? That was weird. Then Mshololo explained using the cell phone that has been robbed. For instance, the one that disappeared from the scene after the incident that belonged to Kelly Kuman. The information, if the device is not there, can they trace the information that was there on that device or on that phone? And Mushwana said, no, he can't. This is a red flag with our police system. You know what it means? It means crimes committed with cell phones.
Can you imagine? I was thinking.
As soon as they're destroyed, they disappear. The police can't do anything in South Africa.
Emil, I was thinking. You see, this is, I would say, as high as it would go when it comes to our system in terms of dealing with crime that requires technology. Can you imagine a normal you being in a situation like that, God forbid, and then we have to go through all this process? Do we even go through this process? Because it seems as if there was a bit of dragging of feet here. It took time to actually do things. This data went through many hands. And do you think this is what happens to just normal citizens?
No. I remember I was robbed a cell phone. I just let it go. I was close to the police station, but I just thought, I'm not going to get myself.
Yeah,
what's the point?
I also lost mine. It's useless. It's useless, man. It's not like they can...
I'm like, what's the point? I'm not going to get it back.
It's gone. It's gone. There's nothing.
And they were not going to be able to find the people that took it. I just walked all the way back to where I stayed, and I was so sad. But yeah... It makes you wonder, and it also explains the rise of criminal activities when it comes to scamming, fraud, all of that. People are hustling that way more now because they know the police can't do anything to get them.
You depend on encrypted code that every day, even normal big companies that work with big data, they have extra protection in terms of their data.
So this is also a cautionary tale that stuff that comes by phone calls, these phone calls trying to scam you, trying to be very vigilant of those, because you're not going to get justice if you are dribbled. Nothing is going to happen to the person who scams you. Nothing is going to happen to them, unfortunately. It's an easy hustle for them. If they can't just use their number to track whether they had a conversation with you or to track where they are, for example. Where are they sitting at right now as they're busy scamming people? There are some people who are even doing fake job things. They even rent out office spaces. That's how comfortable they are. Pretending to be giving people jobs. And it's a scam.
The level of crime when it comes to such things, people can actually bounce the IP address. Bounce it, and if our system is at this level, I don't think they are capable of dealing with such.
Forget about it. Just get PIs or private investigators.
That's where you get joy. That's where you get joy.
And they are so expensive, but they are expensive for a reason. That's the only place you will get
because there's no
assistance.
competition. It's a monopoly. If you happen to actually work in that industry, wouldn't you be expensive?
I would be.
Because even the free goods that should be coming from government, such as the level of the systems that they are using, are not there.
They are not there.
So why not be expensive? Because you're a monopoly.
Well, then Advocate Mshololo concluded her cross-examination of the witness. The judge asked about the extraction of data from an iPhone. He said the headquarters are in New York. Don't we have a license? I know the manufacturers normally would license particular police agencies to decipher and download the information. Remember, during the Pistorius case, we did not have such licensing. Consequently, his phone was not able to be decrypted. So we don't have a license to do that. And Mushwana said as far as he knows, in South Africa, we don't have it. It must be shipped back to the UK and they will know, because it is their product, what to do with it. I'm not expecting this kind of answer from an expert. I really am not. I should be hearing things like, as the South African police, we've tried to reach out to iPhone. We've tried to find out how the system works. How can we get access as the police?
iPhone does not do that, bro. iPhone does not do that.
At least try.
No, remember the case that the caller told us about?
Hush puppy.
Yeah. So iPhone does not play around there. This is their customer. They are protecting their customer. Their customer first, then the rest shall follow. And it's an international company. I mean, if they did that in America, South Africa, come on.
Yeah, but then the judge at the end was hitting to Mushwana that I guess you know what to do now, meaning that they should look into getting that type of access. But it's not gonna happen, considering that even with Hush Puppy didn't happen. Hush Puppy, they got him via Instagram. That's how they got it. They didn't get him via his phone and his device. He was communicating with the people that he was scamming through the Instagram. So that's how they got him. Not through iPhone, the device itself. So the question I have also is, what was the purpose of this witness? Because I feel like at the end of the day, what did we get? There was something.
Okay, so what I get at here is that this man is trying to emphasize the issue of the so-called experts. That's why you have to call them the so-called experts. So once you admit that 3-4 experts came, then that means whatever that is there in those files is credible, because experts were dealing with this thing. Do you understand? You must debunk them.
Too bad the defense doesn't have money to get their own experts.
It is too bad. Very, 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 very unfortunate. And that tells you again that the laws, the system of South Africa when it comes to law, it's for the rich ones. And who are the rich ones? Need I say more? That they will always have an option. You know, for example, just to give you an example, look at the issue of Malem with the slogan that I cannot say here. That song. So what is happening? They took Malema to court. They failed. But look at what they're doing. Because they have more resources, they are taking him further.
Yes.
September is another one.
Another case. So they will keep taking him to court, honey.
Until they get what they want. So this is a system in South Africa, it's a system that was created to manage the larger population managed by the smaller one. This is what I'm noticing. Like if they want you to change your name, email name, they can actually get that name removed under you. Eventually, they will find a way of saying, we don't want you to use this name. We don't want you to use this name.
There's a thing I heard called trademark. Imagine someone trademarking your name and you can't use it. And it's your name.
So basically, the gist of it is that this law, if you have money, you are sorted forever.
You can flex.
But if you do not have money,
you're limited.
And any day, this is where this theory of Iqala and Bolingo Bolngene comes in. Obvious that today you can be sleeping there watching Mzansi. Next thing you hear the knock, your things have changed forever.
And your life has changed. So after the short adjournment, the state called their next witness, Sergeant Petrus Mduduzi Nkosi, who was witness number 109.
Where's get that one?
A cell phone data downloader. His duties included seizure, investigation, and production of data from electronic devices, as well as rescue of deleted data. He has a police basic training, N3 in electrical engineering, street survival, XRY foundation training, and XRY intermediary training. He downloaded information from accused number 3, Ntobi Singhube's cell phone, which was found in his possession when he was arrested in 2015 for unlawful possession of a firearm. So Nkosi says that he received a cell phone data download request from Sergeant Masondo on the 10th of February 2015, a data download from a Samsung GT00023. He got the request on the 20th of February 2015, and he did the downloading on the 27th of February 2015. So the state concluded its evidence in chief. Basically, he had nothing to say. The question now we have at the end of his testimony is, what was the point? Why does it feel like you are dragging accused number 3's case here in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, but you're not giving us how it's linked? What are you trying? What is the state trying to picture? Paint for us?
I mean, you can safely say that it is not linked, because when Nisi brought that thing up, it was quickly shut down to say that, but you know what is happening with that, you know, that case and whatnot, and yet the state is allowed to bring that type of confusion.
It's confusing.
That leaves you confused to say, but this person is a criminal.
What are you trying to tell us? Are you trying to tell us that the firearm that he was arrested for is the one that did the crime? Unless if you can tell us something to that effect. So far, you haven't told us that. So far, there hasn't been any of that. So why do you keep bringing up his case that has nothing to do with this case currently from what you are giving from your expert witnesses?
It's getting experts so that, because he knows, I mean, they're not going to be able to get experts to debunk the experts. So he's kind of building his case, like using the states, your tax money and all those things, bringing all these experts.
There's nothing that, if the second witness, it was even worse. It was bad.
The guy couldn't even read for me, like.
It was just terrible. It was terrible. He quickly adjourned, concluded, and the defense counsel had no questions for the witness. Even the judge had no questions for him, and Nyamaz, but he had no questions for that man, okay? Then it was an early adjournment, and court will resume on Monday with a new witness. We want the people in the house, and Maggie Piri. Those are the people right now that we need to see.
It's a waste of time.
These experts
get some neighbors, at least. Get some neighbors. Bring people who were chasing shadows there.
People who are closer to the incident. Those are the people that we want to see. This cell phone expert thing is not really doing what you want it to do.
Don't bring us file downloaders. Anyone, even a PA can be a file downloader. You know, don't bring us a file downloader.
And accused number 3 is already serving his time for that crime that he was arrested for. And there are many other crimes allegedly that he's been convicted of, or he's still going cases for. That's his crimes that he did. But what has linked him here? Why is he in the Senzo Meyiwa trial? We still don't know. We still don't see. We still don't have a picture of how he's linked, except for the dreadlocks.
And the dreadlocks are not actually putting this man in that house.
In the house. So what is going on here? How is this helping the state's case? I don't understand.
What is happening, Emily, is that theory of saying one thing and repeating it in many ways until it becomes the truth. So these experts coming in here, they are sort of to create that facade of, yes, it's indeed, we went through these things and there were many experts that touched these numbers. So once you see 120 experts, you must know that that thing, mostly, it is not true. One expert will be enough.
Should be.
Do you understand? But once you bring 10 experts who are doing the same thing,
saying the same
stuff that they are saying, then you should start questioning.
You're trying to convince us now. It's sounding like you're trying to convince the public.
Why do you need to bring duplicate of these experts?
The same thing. There's nothing new. In fact, Lamberto Steyn had more to work with than these two. They couldn't even drag the entire day. That's how useless their testimonies were to this trial. They didn't help with anything. And today honestly felt like a drag.
You could have just said, okay, we don't want to be on Friday. It's okay.
It's okay.
That's
Take
fine.
a day off.
We would have taken that.
Yeah.
But in my own opinion, if you bring another expert who's gonna, it screams
what
in
Steyn
fact
said.
It screams what you are. So what I normally do to actually kind of test the truth, if a person keeps on saying it was not open, in fact it was sealed, it was not open, in fact it was sealed, then we know.
Now
I shouldn't
time,
trust that thing.
They brought in a term that Colonel Lamberto Steyn forgot, encryption now. How would a downloader know about encryption? Their job is just to download and refer it to the analyst, right? So, because now there are questions about the credibility of what Colonel Lamberto Steyn did, and he also said that you cannot manipulate the data. Meanwhile, he manipulated the data, and now you are coming in with people that are just downloaders telling us about it cannot be encrypted. What is going on?
So you are emphasizing that so that it becomes the truth. That's for me. Once you keep on emphasizing, I mean, there was no need for two people.
No.
In fact, there was even no need for these two that came in today. So you keep on repeating the same thing. Like these people, when they were going to come, an expert was going to come. When I heard Harinel talking about expect, I was expecting this someone who's gonna come with, something, man, like
tangible.
FBI type of things.
I was expecting fireworks. I was expecting, yes, you play the recording in the court with them plotting to do what they were going to do, allegedly.
Do you understand? We could be listening to the voices. I mean, it's Friday. Since they were kind of lazy, could have just played the record.
The recordings.
If they were there, recording after recording. We listen to that.
Gobsmacked. But no, it seems like that will never happen in this case.
Obvious. If they did that what is it? XRY. If that thing is failing to download from a mere lousy Nokia N8, what more?
Asas, let's open the lines. What do you think?
Let's open the lines, guys. The lines are open.
Today they are open very early. You can talk anything with regards to the trial. Nothing that's like off-ramping. Because we're talking about the trial. Protocol observed. And allegedly, this is the home of allegedly. Everything is alleged. If it's not alleged, then it will be cut. I think today we are cutting. If you just
yeah, we are not
you
rude.
Put people's names.
We cut you.
And you bring people's names. We cut.
Mzansi, hello. Kwele sehli.
Yebo. Ninjani?
Sekhona mfethu njani?
Kuhle bhuti. Yazi wena Emelu right now?
Hayi ngiyaphila mina. Ngiyaphila.
Sharp. Yazi wena anu. Ngifuna ukulandela ngamandla manje.
Yeah.
Ngifuna ukulandela ngamandla. I think you should mandithi bekufanele ukuthi uyazana noTefu.
Hayibo.
Lutho. Lutho.
I sense something. I sense something because some of the things that I'm saying it's very, very close kwizinto ezazithethwe nguTefo before, but asikholapho manje.
Oh, we have interviewed Defo here.
We have interviewed him before.
I saw that interview. I saw that interview. But I'm not talking about it now. But the way you are like really, really Defo, and I like it
so.
because no. I like it because nam the pagla category.
Category, Defo. Okay. No, let me let you speculate like that. It's okay if you speculate as long as I know where I stand. But yeah, let us.
Yes, not that I'm saying like city indo iyo. No. The way we see things, it's like uzandi kula evidence abeyithetha ukuthi she was like indlela ave ngayo noTumelo because they both ran to what you understand. So I'm trying to say into enjalo kuwe nam noTefo. Yes, but masigqithe apho.
Sure.
Emeli ndiyafuna ukungqinela nawe kulento ka judge when it comes to umshololo.
Yeah.
I also saw that. He looks like somebody who I'm not sure if what can I say, but that's what I can say.
Yeah, uyibona njengoTumelo. Uyayibona ngoba uyibona. You cannot explain it, but you just see it when you see it.
The body language.
Yes, as Emily said.
No, I hear you.
Now ndize kule point ka Tumelo nomthoko.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, guys, because we are a court of public opinion here.
Yebo.
So sinezimvo ngezimvo. Singabona ngendlela enye kwenye point, but kwenye point singaboni ngendlela enye.
Yeah.
So ndiyafuna nophinda ndithi I wonder, I'm just wondering if nyani there was intruders. Yabo?
Yeah.
Siyeke evidence ka Thabiseng. Siyeke aliyona. But I wonder mhlambi let's say there was nyani intruders. Ezenza ngolo hlobo zenza ngalo babaleka bonke ngelo hlobo babaleka ngalo. But I want to believe whether intruders uKelly she must be involved allegedly. As a result of that, for me, as long as I don't know all of them anyway. Yabo? But bendinovuya xa kunobanjwa wonke umuntu oyaziyo inyani pha bendinovuya. But if akunjalo I will be fine mna xa kunobanjwa aba bantu sebebanjiwe noKelly. According to evidence le yento edibene nephones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yabo?
Yeah.
Uyazi wena Mr. Anonymous.
Sure.
Mna khwele sehlika. Ndakhe ndabanjelwa i-rape. Yabo? And this rape nandiyibanjelwe, according to me it was not a rape. I'm not sure guys because nina
asilinciphisa leli gama lele RIP. Yabona leliyahlupha RIP that gama.
YouTube khuluma ngesintu.
yeah libeke ngesinto
ukuzithathela kuthiwa ukudlakaza manje ukuzithathela ngento yes ukudlwengula manditsho yes but zange ndidlwengule mna ndawina umuntu like eclubini yabo but it was unfortunately for me because lo muntu namwina eclubini wayemazi ugirlfriend wami yabo
yeah
so I didn't know loo nto uba uyamazi ugirlfriend wami and at that time I was young yabo so xa wina umuntu eclubini and umuntu okwi-level higher than yours that time we used to brag
yeah
as the boys yabo up until yofikelela ezindlebeni zakhe lo muntu ndimwine eclubini yabo so that's where yena she decided ukuthi ayondibophisa as ndimdlwengule yabo but apho ndancedwa zii-charts zethu efonini yabo
sure
but kuyo yonke loo nto i-problem edibene nokudlwengula it's not only about i-charts because i-charts singavana kwi-charts but when it comes to eromini umuntu athi hayi yabo mna ndibe ndisithi ewe nangoku akusekho nto yachart yabo so in other words ndingabe kanti ndidlwengule ngolo hlobo yabo but ngokwemithetho ke ngoku yee-countries like if uzawukhomperisha umzantsi ukhomperishen ne-UK e-UK ayipruvwa ngolo hlobo into edibene nokudlwengula yabo banendlela zabo technologically speaking banendlela zabo bayakwazi ukuprova ngazo zonke yabo but ke all in all ndaphuma kuloo nto ke kwabonakala ecourt uba ayikho ngolhlobo yenzeke ngalo and after ndiphumile ecourt anyway ecourt ndakhutshwa kwanguye yabo emva wandikhupha njani wathini intoni andiyazi namhlanje yabo but mna what they told me ecourt uba ndingaze ndiphinde ndithethe naye noba ndiyambona endleleni mandishishe i-direction mandithini yonke laa nto yabo but ke fortunately for me ngoku andisekho lapho eSouth Africa ndikule ndawo ndikuyo yabo
yeah
yes now yabona into edibene ne-expect
yeah
I'm not sure yona into yokuba i-state i-expect zifumana ngeemali zenu nina abantu baphangelayo apho kwi-tax and then i-defense yona ifumana njani into edibene ne-expect bona bafuneka babethwe kube zidokothweni okanye funeka kube ngaba bantu babanjiweyo I'm not sure zonke izinto ndifuna uziqonde now ndiphendula guys xa sendijokile ndifuna uziva ngoku yabo because ndizibhale phantsi uyabona ndize kwinto edibene ne-iPhone ngoba ndilapha nje wena Mr. Anonymous now I'm married yabo so my wife is in South Africa and then I bought her iPhone last year so mna nayo i-iPhone ndinezifowuni cheap yabo so before abe ne-iPhone naye abe neziphones zingekho kwesa standard se-iPhone so kuba ndiyazi i-password yakhe ye-email yabo I was able to track her kwindawo akuyo nobuphi but without her knowing yabo ngokwala app ithi find my phone if you know it
yeah
so ndiyakwazi umbona bendikwazi umbona uba uphi nini so ndithe ndomthengela i-iPhone xa ndiphinda ndimtsheka ke ngoku ku-find my phone kwi-iPhone ayiniki ii-options zento yokuba ndikwazi umbona uba uphi at what time. I'm not saying into yokuba andimthembanga or my wife or what or but wena Mr. Anonymous you will know thina singamadoda you can't say wamtrusta wathini we want to be sure yeah I understand also ngithetha ngayo as a man.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
So my last point ndizibhalile ke zonke izinto ndandixolela guys that's why ndimde kangaka namhlanje that's why ndibendifowuna kangaka ndifuna uqala ekuqaleni yabo. So my last point is I had a friend of mine yabo owabethwa ngamapolice but this friend of mine he used to be not a inkabi because I'm from not KZN malicho I'm not from KZN because into zenkabi sizavela from KZN. I'm not from KZN. Yeah. So this friend of mine he was not from KZN but there in South Africa. So wayekwinto zorobha like sort of imoto zebhanka amakhadi abantu and stuff yabo. So he used to tell me ukuthi xa ubanjiwe londo yabo you don't point or accuse bakho aba ubukunye nabo yabo you point someone who doesn't know who's not even there ozawuthi xa ebethwa aconfesse into angayaziyo yabo.
Yeah.
Because thina xa singaba bantu let's say thina siyazazi sirobha ibhanka yabo now mna xa ndibanjiwe ndibethwa I can't mna ndixolela ufa let's say ndixolela ufa mna ndibethwa yabo but wena Mr. Anonymous xa ubanjiwe ubethwa ungazinto kubuzwa into yokuba uyamazi na ukhwele sehlika yabo uyawuyivuma loo nto ngokungamazi. Mandiphele lapho guys.
Siyabonga mfowethu, siyabonga kakhulu. Asitete laba.
Nayihlafuna ngokwenu ke nigqibe.
Okay. All right. Sharp.
Asibonga. Yo.
That was a long one. Guys, let me now from now on reduce it to a minute. Should you low for neqaleni ube nenhlanhla ngoba ukhuluma isikhathi eside for a long time.
Our day one.
Yeah, so today guys indeed I feel like this Emily just from what I saw today we have witnesses that are not necessarily needed there. Indeed, and I even see someone saying it here. That's true. They are there just to buy time when they are needed. Do you understand? For me, today it was a buy time type of a day, where nothing really is coming out of these people. Anytime you can just call them. Even the cross-examination, it was just very quickly. It was not short. It was just quickly done.
It's like
that just tells
nearby. Stand by.
That tells you that this is just a push time type of a thing. And the defense was doing this thing on purpose, no question. So it sort of made it shorter. So 2 was done. And then he ran out of options. And they should do that. If there's no need to question, they should do that. They should just let it fly. Because, I mean, these experts, we're still going to be seeing a lot of experts. Expect of a house or expect, I don't know.
The one I want is Steenkamp.
Yeah, yeah. And probably is not even there. If Kelly can have a statement there and then not be there, not be called, what more?
Hey. Maybe she's not even called. Just the
Mzansi Reality, your minute starts now.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Hello?
How are you?
Yes, siyaphila ma.
What's going on, Veiws?
Yeah, bengicela ukubuza something man. Bengicela ukubuza ngo Mr. Defu ukuthi what is happening ngaye because we can't find anything la ku social media.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. There's a news. I think there's a paper that wrote that was speaking to Ike.
Yes, his defense counsel. They're saying that his lawyers are saying that he doesn't want to speak to them. He doesn't want to consult.
Look,
with them
I wanted to. I don't want to talk about it. You know why I don't want to talk about it now.
Okay.
Because it's better to talk to that person directly.
Yes.
Oh.
Talk to
Mara
him.
yena ukhululi. Yena mara ukhululiwa akasaboshwanga what?
I think it's still there. It's still there.
Okay.
He's still detained.
Yeah, because
according to the report.
yeah, because I think allegedly ukuthi because of this case ukuthi no akamuvi we total ukuthi kungenze ukuthi kugcine kuthiwe akabuye futhi kule case yabo.
Yeah.
Ngicabanga lokho mina allegedly ukuthi probably ngaba yiloko. And the other thing ebengibhekile izolo le yanamhlanje vele ingifulile mina vele yangifula lentama le yamafoni vele angizibhalisi kiyo kakhulu vele ifana ukuthi ayenzeki kimi.
Yeah.
Le yaka Tumelo.
Yeah.
I think uTumelo manje is becoming ubuyele yingcono. Now he's speaking like a real friend. I think mhlambe if allegedly if bamnikile imali whatsoever ama promises athenjiswa asenziwa because umjikelo ukheli ujikelo uzandi umjikelo completely like kwaphathe khona uza ukheli unamanga something like that or unamanga or
nonsense. Umpedo
yeah.
statements.
Umbe and uqale vele ngolongwe I think ngolongwe ukheli nguzandi uTumelo uphumile kiwo and in such a way the way he sound like that sound like he can die for usenzo manje because he's pointing even nezinkabi angimsabi you know ukuthi I think he says give up his life kahle kahle akafana ukuthi what's happening ngaye whatever ingenzeka let it come allegedly
Because that was weird.
No, I hear you, Mfowethu. I hear you.
That
But
angimsabi.
here's a spinner for me. I say to you, remember what I said yesterday. I said there is a change of, for me, I see a change of will. Now everyone that is coming is sort of pushing Kelly aside. And
yeah.
grouping Kelly, I even grouped Kelly now with the book of Soweto, the Mr. Soweto, and then Joyce Buthelezi and Kelly. Now they seem to be in the same group, and you should ask yourself that question of after just when we de novo, what happened?
Yeah, totally low point there. Yeah, and it makes sense. I think it's that, but also at the same time. But in the way akuma ngakhona uTumelo ukuthi ukhuma ngathi umuntu ofisayo allegedly ukuthi ngathi ngabuyela bathi usenze ushone namhlanje bengizohamba engengizwe ngilale la kwakhe uyabona ukuthi ufisa ngathi angachange izinto because my is getting sober ama promises mhlamba awasengaleyo ndlela leyo. And the other thing into eyenza futhi ukhele into kwesiyazi esithina abantu abamnyama ukuthi abantu abadala bayahlonishwa. There was a time ukheli athuka umama kaSenzo ku-media ukuthi he didn't love his son bebafuna nedimali yibo. How do they feel that family labantwana bakhona everybody is attached noSenzo? So these things they will happen to you when you disrespect abantu abadala. And there's something that no matter there's this court who can come and judge.
and sometimes uzocabanga ukuthi uyazonda kanti it's just God who's judging you ngezinto uzikhulumile wena ngomlomo wakho.
No, Veiws. Sukuzwa kahle.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. You see the theory of who's this theory? This theory of change of heart. The only time I would say there's a change of heart in someone is when that person can speak. You see, I still feel that there was a bit of truth and a bit of everything
on that stand.
You know, exactly. Someone who's gonna go there and not follow the cross-examination. No, and say, let me talk. I just want to talk. My Lord, can I? And then you press the button.
A flow like a river.
And then
not like they're memorizing.
You see, that's why I still have a problem. If you're gonna have memories that is fading and
and
but
then Baloyi comes in and says, what happened after you left and you had the drinks? After you left the drinks? That is hearsay. That is hearsay. Don't say what other people were saying. And then you're like, yo.
Do you understand?
I feel like the first one before De Novo was a lot more.
Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Mzansi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Emily and Anonymous.
Hey.
It's Amanda.
Yes.
It's Amanda. I've been trying to call you since I joined you guys. I've been following your updates.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
It
thank you. You know, I have a similar situation. I think it.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Amanda.
I also have that similar situation because you are disconnecting now.
Yeah, my network, I don't know. I'm okay now, is it?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You're fine.
Hello?
You're fine now.
Yeah. Shooting by then, and then there was something happened. When was that? I don't know the year, but it's a long time, but I still remember what had happened that time. You know? It was Easter, and then it was Easter holidays, and my parents said I wanted to go to Alice because I was attending school in Alice, and then I moved to Port Elizabeth. And then the same way I moved, Easter holidays, I wanted to go and spend the holidays with my friend. And I was sick in the evening.
You are breaking.
And then I just said, hello?
You are breaking.
I'm breaking, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving around
so I'm in bed. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah, let's continue then.
Okay, we can hear
let's
you
just
now.
Summarize
Continue.
it because you are breaking.
You can continue. Yes.
Okay. And then what happened is I arrived in my uncle's house around 6 in the evening, and then I ran to my friend's place. I just met my aunt, and then I went to my friend's place, and then when I reached there at my friend's place, they were preparing, they were going to the party, So, and then I went with them. The party was not far from my uncle's house, so I went with them. So when we get there, then I was tired. I want to go and sleep. And then they said to me,
come on.
Later. And then I left. When I left, there was a guy who was wanted to talk to me, while I was walking with my sister, legal sister.
Yes.
So it was around 12 in the midnight. if I remember. And then as we were walking, I saw a shadow in my uncle's house in the window. And then I was not concentrating to this guy now. I'm just looking. It's late in the night and someone is in my uncle's house, you know. And then when we reached the fence, I look at the window where I saw the shadow. There was a man who was lying down there. And then I shouted, I said, "What are you doing in my uncle's house?" And then he said, "Shh, don't be quiet, you know, be quiet, you know." And then this guy started shouting. We started hearing who's he, you know, we know who's he. And then the guy, he ran like following him. We ran to my friend's place. We didn't even enter my uncle's house, you know, because so tukile kusebsuku like, you know. Then we reached there. They opened the door. We slept because it was not a fight. We didn't see no fight, you know. So we just slept. When my friend came early in the morning and their brothers, they said, Nomendana, hey, one uncle is dead next to your house there, you know. And I'm like, how? And then they were like, and then the mother, my friend's mom came and said, you guys don't say you were there. Don't you ever say you were there. And I'm like, no. And then after a few minutes, my own uncle now, he came. He said, "When did you came?" I said, "I came last night." I started explaining to him. He said, "Okay, come. The police are there. And someone is dead there. They said you were there." I'm like, I started like, you know, I was like, oh my God. I went. When I get there, I remember the person was closed, you know, they put the blanket on him. And there was this van, they were blue, the van by then. Fell out the van. Then there was 2 policemen. And people like are shocked. When did she came? You know, Miss Monzwaka's daughter, when did she came? And I came last night. And then the police asked me what happened. And I told the police, you know what? This is what had happened. We didn't see anything here. And I promise you, if there was a fight, we should have told the people when we get there, my friend's place, that someone is beating someone there. But there was nothing. We were just shocked. And then they wrote everything I was telling them. And I gave them the address where I lived in TE. I gave them my school, everything. And then I went home. My mom came, and then I left. I remember I left my sister. My mom left, stayed there with my uncle. And then I went to TE. I was nervous. I went to counseling, all those things. So then, you know, I forgot about everything, you know. Then I went to school. 1 year passed, 2 years. I was coming from East London. I was coming from holidays in East London in the middle of the night. Like, I had a knock. Papa, maybe it was around 1. Someone, it's police. And I'm like, police? Said, we're looking for Amanda. I said, I opened the door. It was a lady and a man. You know, they introduced themselves. They're coming from Alice. This so yeah. Something happened. Do you still remember? I said, yes, I remember. I said, you know what? They need you in court tomorrow. You are a witness. So can you tell us what happened that day? You still remember? And then I told them, you know. And then they said, okay, this is the same thing that you told us 2 years back. So tomorrow you'll be able to come back to school. I remember my school was starting at 12. it's 2 hours from PPE to Alice. So they drove me, said, take everything that you're going to wear in the court. I took my bag, I packed, we left. I slept in their house. Then I remember they wake me up, take bath, took my shower, then went to court. I saw those people were there by then. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, so I'm standing there, nervous. And then I remember, I don't know if he was a prostitute, but he was wearing one of those things. I went there. He called me, said...
they are saying 1 minute is over.
Oh my God. What I'm trying to say, I remember everything that was happened that day.
Okay.
You were able to testify.
I was able to testify, and then they said, any question you want to ask her, they asked me, why did you run? I answered them. There was no fight. I ran because it was in the night. Okay, why did you stop the fight? How am I going to stop the fight where I didn't see? You know? And then the judge said, oh, you're free to go. But I'm trying to say, this on and seeing lies after lies, you know, it won't work to those people. You know? They are making things worse for themselves because that thing is very shocking, whereby you cannot, there's no way that you can, when someone's life, you know, someone is passed and you were there and you can't be able to tell even that's a simple truth.
Yeah.
No, you know?
Now, let us hold you here. Thank you very much for your... Yeah, you took, just to say my fairness, you took 10 minutes.
To tell us about testifying. But I'm glad that it worked out for you and you were able to tell your story and in a way that didn't frighten or leave you in a scared mode.
You know, when you are telling a truth, remember, my friend's mother told me not to tell the truth. You understand? But it doesn't work when someone's life is gone. You can't.
Thank you for calling. You know? Thank you so much. Let's also open the line for others. Is she gone?
Right.
Amanda, thank you for calling. Your story is very it tells us something about the current witnesses.
So the gist of the story is that you cannot forget
what happened to you. The incident is traumatizing.
Yes. Good morning, Emily and Mr. Anonymous. Can you please enforce the 1 minute police, please? Yeah.
Okay, we are enforcing it from now on, guys.
I'm trying, and Emily is bringing. Can we... What's up call? Because some of us in load shading, we have no network. Yes. The last caller was on a WhatsApp call.
Yeah. You can.
Good evening. I have been trying to make contribution on a call. Okay. I think you made your contribution. This one made a contribution. It's the one who was. So guys, 1 minute then. Then I'm going to have to be rude. I'm going to have to be rude and cut you. Because I can see the time and it does happen that you have more to tell. But
people have a lot to get off their chest.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be something else because right now people are complaining about the time. Okay. And guys, for me today we wasted a lot of time in court, and that was just a waste of time. And we're never gonna gain that time back.
It was a drag.
So how many people now are left out of 109?
Let me count from the day Zandi, then
it's a waste of time. Like,
no, it wasn't Mtogo, it was type saying, wasn't it? And then Mtogo, and then Ngaje, and then Colonel Stain, and then now today we got these two. Just before we got these two, we got a Dumelo. So it's 1, 2,
Zanzelo. So Zanzelo.
7.
Hello. How are you, Mr. Anonymous? How are you, Emily?
I'm good. Good. Shoot. We only have 1 minute.
Okay. I just want to go straight to the point. I'm worried about the judge from the onset. I've been listening to you guys from the onset. But I thought maybe he wants to speed up the case. He wants to push everything fast. But from the way I'm seeing, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a little bit skeptical about his attitude and how he nods his head, his reactions even when the defense is asking questions. Like, for example, to Tumelo. You can see his reaction, like his head, his gestures, his lips. You can tell that he's up to something. I just hope this case, comes to finality, because it's been many, many years. It's set for justice, and everyone wants to see justice for Senzo. But unfortunately, it seems this is going to head one way, mistrial, and then everything is thrown out.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Your minute.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So I think it's better that way. I'm just gonna thank you very much, guys, for adhering. Those who are, please subscribe and like the video. It's difficult to cut someone. It sounds like you're rude. Maybe that's why I shouldn't ever work in the radio, because you have to cut people there.
But the presenter's not the one cutting them off. It's usually the producers. I feel like that they are the ones doing the cutting.
Mzansi, hello.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good, and how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Oh, I'm so excited. It's my first time calling. It came through.
And you have a minute.
1 minute. Yes. Okay, guys. No, I think commenting fast. I just want to comment, guys. Please, you must check the eyes of the judge when the defense is talking. He's not doing well. The judge is not doing well when the defense is commenting. You should look at his body language. This guy has made his verdict, and it's so scary that we are still sitting here waiting to see what's going to happen. It's extremely scary. He has made his verdict in so many levels. He keeps on saying, most you guys said there was a robbery, 2 people came in. Why is he debunking it when it still has to be proven? So, guys, the verdict is out there. We are just waiting for standby to see. My 1 minute is done. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
I like that 1 minute thing.
Thank you. The 1 minute rule.
It is working. It is working, guys.
Next, you can call. The number is
It is working
down
now.
below
Now
the
I see it's fully functional. I'm gonna read this. Hello, Mzansi. My name is Muzi. I would like to know, during the incident, Longwen Toz's fleet tomato enters a bedroom. Kelly, she was in a bedroom, and Zandi flees to the bathroom after striking the intruder with a walking stick. Mamu Kumalo, she was left alone with Senzo. We are waiting for her version. We are waiting for her version of what happened.
Seems like she's the only one who saw what happened.
Yeah, so the only hope is her.
Unless if she comes back
and then she comes back and says, I ran somewhere.
I wasn't expecting Miss Popola to say that she ran from the scene.
What we are gathering, we can see her going to fetch a phone and then being hit on the stomach and then everything, and then
maybe she was out for a good 3 minutes. I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's a scary thing that we are waiting for here.
I wonder what threw me off guard was Miss Popola in the bathroom. I did not expect her to say, I ran away and Popola in the bed. That threw me off. I was like, okay, it looks like no one wants to be in a position where they saw the pulling of the trigger. And I'm expecting
she's got a lot of explaining to do, considering that she was facilitating through the house. She's the owner of the house. We are waiting for her because she's the owner of the house. Not to say he was facilitating, but baby, she's the owner.
She was cooking.
Cooking the soup.
For her daughter's
maybe she's going to come and
boyfriend.
say, I didn't cook no soup.
She was
Look,
Ekuhlangene.
in my own opinion,
Emzini wakhe.
looking at how now the case is structured, I've got a feeling that the reason why they started with Zandi, they wanted to do away with Zandi because Zandi is kind of related to Kelly. And then just finish with Zandi, say whatever she says, and then everyone that is coming here is not make sure. Do you understand?
After her.
Hey,
she did the things.
Tombani is saying regarding the. You see, the problem is when you're advertising here, it's like this person is advertising the Tombani YouTube. See, it doesn't help to advertise like this, but okay, do your thing, man. Do your thing. So, guys, that's it. If you guys don't have any calls, if you
after we put the 1 minute rule, guys,
we put 1 minute rule is working,
but you don't want to call.
You're not calling, and
okay. Let's wrap it up.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
Back on Monday. We need the energy.
I don't want to do what these people did in that court today. Drag it.
No, there's no need. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until the next one, it's a bye from us. Enjoy the weekend. Until Monday, bye.
Right. Hi. Oh, I wonder if anyone's talking down.